Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Eric. I'll be taking you through this topic, fractions, and for this lesson, we'll be looking at addition of fractions, and we will start by looking at addition of proper fractions. Then we'll go to addition of fractions and whole numbers. We look at addition of mixed numbers, and then we'll look at maybe give you some few questions to help you with practicing and also to help you get your understanding of the concept as discussed through this session. So we have our first example here, whereby we are supposed to evaluate, just find the value of 1/2 and 1/3 if the two are added. So how do you go about it? So this is what you do. We have many alternatives. I'll look at two only for this lesson. Maybe the rest you can look at later on. So what you do here, you find the LCM of the denominators, which is 6 in this case. Then you divide the LCM by each of the denominators, and the result is multiplied by the numerator there. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 by 1 is 3. Again, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 by 1 is 2. So you realize here the answer is 5 over 6. That is one alternative. We have case 2, where you can multiply this diagonal here, and please take note, you have to start by multiplying this diagonal, then you multiply this diagonal, then you multiply this. So 3 by 1, so we have 1/2, then we are adding 1/3. So we start with this diagonal here, so 3 by 1, and then we add 2 by 1, so we are adding this, and then here we are multiplying 2 by 3. So you see we are getting 3 plus 2 over 6, which is equals to, again, 5 over 6. The same answer as what we got in the previous case. So either of the methods can be used depending on which one you find easier. We have the second example here. Again, I'll use both approaches. Remember, those are just but two. There are very many other approaches. So just use two. So here, the LCM again is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 by 3 is 9. 12 divided by these 3 here is 4. And 4 by 1 is 4. So if you add the 2, that is going to give us 13 over 12. So this is an improper fraction. So from our previous discussion, we've said now if the final answer is an improper fraction, that can't be accepted as the correct answer. So you have to convert it back to a mixed number. So how do you do it? So again, this is something you have discussed in the previous videos. You can possibly check and see how that is done. But what we said is that you simply add the denominator here continuously until when you cannot add. What I mean is further addition of the denominator here will give you a number that is more than 13. Let's see. For example, the first one is 12. So I needed to add another 12, but if you do that, you'll get a number that is more than 13, so you stop. But then you add the next one that will give you 13, which is 1. So each of them is divided by the denominator. So you see 12 divided by 12 is 1, and this other one is just 1 over 12. You cannot divide that. It's not divisible. So this is going to be 1 and 1 over 12. That's the correct answer here. Now, case 2 is where you do the cross multiplication. So you just multiply this, and multiply this. Remember, we always start with this diagonal here. This will be making much more sense later on as we start, as we begin to look at subtraction of fractions. So remember to start with this diagonal, the 3, 3. This diagonal here. You have to start with that diagonal there. So that is 3 over 4. Then we are adding 1/3. And that is 3 times 3, this diagonal here. And then we are adding 4 by 1, this diagonal here. And remember to multiply the denominators, which is 4 by 3. So that is again 9 plus 4 over 12, which is again 13 over 12, which is again 1 and 1 over 12. Already we had shown how you change from improper fraction to a mixed number. So this one here is a whole number and then we are adding a fraction. So what you can do is to change this whole number here to a fraction by writing it as an improper fraction with a denominator of 1. So we are having 5 here over 1, and then we are adding half. So if you do that, you can multiply this to give us 10, and then you multiply this to give us 1, and then you multiply this to give us 2. That is just one of the methods that you have discussed in the previous example. So that is giving us 11 over 2. So again, this is going to be, so you keep adding 2 until when you cannot add it. Further addition will result in a number that is more than 2, more than 11 here. So 2 plus 2 is still 4, plus 2 is still 6, plus 2 is still 8, plus 2 is 10. So if you add another 2, that will be 12, which will be more than 11. So I add 1. Each of them is divided by the denominator. So that is giving us 1 plus 1, each of them, plus 1, 5 times, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5 times. And then, of course, plus 1 over 2. So that is giving us what? 5 and 1 over 2. Now, that is the final answer. We have the improper fraction, and then finally we have the mixed number. Now, case 2 or alternative 2, when you have this, it's just a matter of, combining the two, just 5 and a half, which is 5. So 5 plus a half is just 5 and 1 half. It's just a matter of adding the two. So 5 and a half you add to 5, it will be 5 and a half, as the final answer. So that is way easier compared to this longer process. The longer process here is just to help us confirm that actually the answer is true. Just need to add the. So we have another one here, which then we have confirmed that this is just going to be 3 and 3 over 4. This is way easier now. 3 and 3 over 4 is the correct answer. 3 and 3/4 is just 3 and 3 over 4 is the correct answer. So addition of whole numbers and fractions is easier. Just a matter of combining the two. Now, this other one here, the first approach is you add the whole number part and then you add the fraction part and then you add the two. So whole number part, I have 7 plus 3 here. And then we have the fraction part is 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. So the whole number part reduces to 10. And then the other one now, you can use cross multiplication. 3 by 1 is 3. And then 2 by 1 is 2. And then 2 by 3 is 6. So this again is going to be 10 and 5 over 6. And as we have seen in the previous example, it's just a matter of combining. So we have 10 and 5 over 6 as the correct answer. 10 and 5 over 6 as the correct answer. Again, here you can add the whole number part. Here you see the first term here. This is a term and the term. These are parts separated by the plus. We call them terms. So the first term here, the fraction is 0. So you can add the whole number part. And then for this other one, you simply use this because the other one is 0 plus this will just be 2 over 3. So I have 3, you add to 2, and then you add to 2 over 3. Because now fraction part is just this. Because if you add 0 to anything, it doesn't change that. To any value, it doesn't change the value. So this is going to be 5 plus 2 over 3, which is just going to be 5 and 2 over 3. So alternatively, you can still change this to improper fraction. Both of them, you write them as improper fractions, and then you add normally. So these 3 can be written as an improper fraction with the denominator of 1. So we are talking about 3 plus 2 and 2/3. So this 3 here is going to be 3 over 1, and then the other one is going to be 2 by 3 is 6, plus that plus 2 here is 8. So 8 over 3. So the number 2 and 2 over 3 can be written as an improper fraction as 8 over 3 here. Then, of course, now you can use cross multiplication, this method of cross multiplication. Remember, we have very many approaches. One of the methods that you have learned during this lesson is cross multiplication, where you have to start with this diagonal of 3, 3. So that is going to be 3 by 3 plus 1 by 8, and then you divide by 1 by 3. So that is going to be 9 plus 8 over 3. 1 times 3 here is 3. 3 by 3 is 9, and 1 by 8 is 8. So this is giving us 17 here over 3, which is finally reducing into 5 and 2 over 3, just the same thing that you have gotten up there. So this is basically how you go about it, And of course, now we have a few questions here to help you practice, at least to help you check your understanding of what you have learned through this session. Otherwise, that marks the end. Goodbye.